vairagyam cha mumukshutvam tivram yasya tu vidyate tasmin vartavantasyu phalavanta samadaya. Vairagyam, spirit of renunciation, cha, and mumukshutvam, yearning for liberation, tivram, intense, yasya, in whom, tu, indeed, vidyate, is, tasmin, in him, eva, alone, artavantaha, meaningful, syuh, shall be, phalavantaha, fruitful, shamadayaha, the practices of calmness, etc. Calmness and other practices have their meaning and bear fruit, indeed, only in one who has an intense spirit of renunciation and yearning for liberation.
Namaste. So this verse says, basically, that without mumukshutvam, a strong desire for liberation, the other virtues, the 9 qualities given in the sadhana chatushtaya, are fruitless. Well, consider like shama, dhamma, uparati, titikshava, and so on, are actually just mundane, unless they lead to mumukshutvam. And not just ordinary mumukshutvam, tivra mumukshutvam, or intense, sharp, powerful desire for liberation. So there's an alternate translation in the commentary that sheds a light on this. It is only in the case of one who is determined in his detachment and yearns for liberation that shama, etc., become meaningful and fruitful. For example, some animals go into hibernation and they become very peaceful for months at a time. But can we call that shama? No, because it's not linked with self-realization. Therefore, it's meaningless. It's only a mundane attribute, a temporary quality that comes and goes. But in one who has mumukshutvam, he's always peaceful. It's not impermanent. It's indelible. So that peacefulness cannot be compared to ordinary peacefulness. Simply dhamma, withdrawal of the mind from the senses. Well, we all do this every night in sleep. So is that dhamma? No, not really. That means without connection to self-realization, these 9 qualities are simply mundane, ordinary, temporary, material. So what do we have to do then to reach mumukshutvam, especially tivra mumukshutvam? Well, it means we have to have a strong desire for liberation, not just for good qualities. Good qualities arise here and there spontaneously without any work. But to reach mumukshutvam, we have to do solid sadhana for an extended period of time. And that means cultivating these qualities like shanta and dhamma, etc., deliberately, with the aim of achieving enlightenment. Now you might say, well, who's going to do that today without an aim for enlightenment? But we'd meet a lot of religious people, especially in India, who want to have these qualities as a decoration on their ego. They want to have a big position in some spiritual organization. And so they cultivate these qualities, or the apparent qualities, to give some indication. Like there was one sadhu, what was his name? I forget. But anyway, he only ate milk. So his austerity, if you want to call it that, was that he only ate milk. He didn't have any other food. And for this, he was praised, and so many people like him for that. But we can't say that this was really a good quality. Why? Well, calves also eat milk. Baby animals of all kinds only eat milk, at least until they get a little older and take solid food. So it's like, you're eating milk, only milk. So what? If he does not demonstrate tivra mumukshutvam, then it's of no meaning. It's of no account. Because what begins at a certain point will also end. So if he started taking milk, at a certain age, and then it's going to end sooner or later, at least with the death of the body, so it's just a temporary quality. But in one who practices, for example, peacefulness, up to the point of tivra mumukshutvam, because he then attains liberation, his peacefulness is permanent. It doesn't go away. That's the difference between a material and a spiritual quality. The spiritual quality is grounded in liberation. So it doesn't have a beginning or end. See, we are already Brahman. We are already the Absolute, the Self. And so all these qualities of peacefulness, withdrawal from the senses, fixing the mind and intelligence in Brahman, etc., already belong to us as Brahman, as the Self. But when we identify with the temporary body, then we lose it. We become impermanent. All of our qualities become shifting and transient. And we can lose them. So we don't want these temporary qualities. We want the real qualities. And the only way to do that is to ground them in Brahman, in the self, in self-realization, which is already there. The sadhana and meditation and philosophy are only to help us recognize the fact that we are already enlightened. And pursuant to this view, we are developing a set of Socratic conversations, Socratic dialogues, where simply by asking questions in natural language and answering them by self-observation in the present moment, one can realize all the qualities of enlightenment, all the factors of Śaṅkarācārya's Advaita philosophy. We are working on this, and soon we're going to premiere it. As soon as we find a partner who we can have these conversations with and dramatize them for video. It could be over Zoom. So if you want to be on TV, send me a message on the CRC Community Discourse site, and then we'll work on it some more. So I'm looking forward to your participation, and I'm looking forward especially to seeing you realize these points of the Advaita philosophy without going into the logic, without deep sadhana, without retiring from the world, and so on. Of course, if you recognize these points, it will lead to retiring from the world, but that's another issue. Please join us for these Socratic dialogues on awakening.
Tat Sat. Om Shakti